Hello to myself and everybody else. This is video 12. So far today, I'm just gonna look at BeepBox, and BeepBox is what I use to make my music for my games and everything, and just kind of run through that real quick so I can just have a reminder for myself of like what it is, how to get to it, and how things work and all that. So to basically start off with BeepBox, it's easy to find online. Just literally go online, look up BeepBox, and it should be this website right here, BeepBox. Just click on it, and it will take you to the site, which looks like this. Basically, just to quickly run through it, just what everything does real quick. This area right here is the main place where you're going to be putting down your music notes and everything. So basically, put down a music note, you just click like that, and to get rid of it, you just click it again to get rid of it. And if you want to like extend the length of a music note, you would click to put it down, and then just click and hold to just extend like the note and everything, let it go. And if you want to shorten it, do the same thing, just click, drag it back. But this is the main place where you would put most of your music. Looking down here, this is where, like, when you add music or add a note or something like that, is basically where you can change where you put it so you can just make a song. Kind of explained it weird, but basically for this, like how the first one right here is set to 1, the second one I can set to 2, and whatever I put in 1, so if I just put a note here, it will not appear in 2, so I can use that to just make completely different patterns and stuff like that. And then anything you put in 1 here, it will appear in the other ones, so you can just make it so you can like repeat something, or if you don't want anything there, like you want silence, just use 0, and anything you put in here, it will automatically go to an empty one that's above 0. So it'll just jump to 3 rather than putting it in 0, because 0 is basically just used for silence. So whole thing with that. For this, the different pages and stuff you put like music in, it goes from 0 to 8. So basically you have 8 different things you can put notes in to make different patterns for music. So with like, because with BeepBox it's kind of limiting with like how many things you can make, sort of. You can actually make as much things as you want if you know how to, but for starting off, it's pretty good, so you can like limit yourself and be like, okay, I'm restricted to this small amount of stuff. Let me go ahead and just see what I can make, so it can help like make you more creative, which is why I used it, because using something like LMMS, that was like really wide open, and just jumping into that, not knowing anything, it was kind of like a ton, and it just like kind of overwhelmed me a bit. So doing this helped me out like a lot more. But just looking back to this and everything, so far, again, said before, you have like 0 through 8, you can add stuff. This white bar here is where it will start playing once you hit play. So basically, this white bar right there, you hit play, it will scroll through and just keep hitting every one of these until it hits the end of this right here, this purple bar. Once it hits the end, which I'll just go ahead and jump over there. Once it hits the end of that, it will just jump right back to the beginning. It's a built-in loop, as well as if you export your song, where this purple bar is, that's what it will export. So if you have the bar like over here or something like that, it will only export like from here to over here. So you have to make sure you have that like extended all the way you need to, because if you just have something like left out, it will not export and it might start in a weird place. So you got to make sure you have everything you want exported, just that bar under it. So far, the stuff over here is what you would use to get things to work. Like basically this is the play button, so you can either click the play button or use space to get it to work. The skips and things like that, so you basically use this to move the white bar and everything and stuff here, so you can choose where you want it to start playing and everything. Basically for this I use the shortcuts, like it says the brackets and everything, the left and right brackets. It makes it way easier rather than having to keep clicking and everything like that. This right here is the main volume. It adjusts basically how loud it's going to play initially, as well as when you export it, it's how loud it's going to export it as well. The files and stuff right here. This, I only mess with like a few little things in this, but just something to really look at. So far, use it, make a new blank song, import or export songs, copy, share, and all that stuff. But basically, if you really want to like save a song on here easier, I basically just click up here in the URL, copy this, and then I just paste it in a Word document or like a notepad or something like that. And that's just how you can save a song. So you copy the URL, paste it, it will just exactly save it the way it is. Then you can make changes, copy that URL, paste it somewhere, and you have like 2 different variations of the song you made. Pretty easy, simple to like transfer over to another computer by just again putting on like a flash drive, copying and pasting it onto a URL, and you're perfectly fine. So just super simple and easy to save a bunch of backups and everything. That's why I usually do it like that. Edit. So far this just more commands you can do when you're putting notes and stuff down, which a lot of these I use all the time, like Z to undo, Y to redo, copy a pattern. So far a pattern is like one of these pages here, so like just one alone if I had something like this. Then I could just hit copy pattern, which would be, yeah, C. Then just go over here and just paste the pattern, which over here would be V. And then it just makes the exact copy of it as well over here. Also another thing too, if you want to like delete multiple notes at the same time, instead of just clicking it one at a time, click on the first one and just drag it, and it will just like get rid of anything above or below it. Then you just click again and just get rid of it. Just a thing I usually do to just like quickly get rid of notes if I need to. Other stuff too, inserting a bar. A bar is basically just like a vertical row of these patterns right here. Basically, if you, wherever this white line is, if you insert a bar, it will just appear right in front of it. So like this, it will just create another bar of this right here, in which basically it's still in the same like horizontal rows, so you'll still pick up the same like 1, 2 through 8 and all that and everything. So just a good way to insert stuff if you want to like insert another pattern somewhere without having to move everything over and stuff like that. You can just like manually moving everything over by just clicking and changing it. You can just move the white line, insert a bar, it'll add it. Way simple. Same thing with deleting it. It will delete whatever bar is in front of it, which is like really important to know. You don't want to accidentally have it in the wrong place and then just delete something you made. So again, just make sure you pay attention to that. The other important thing I really use from here is insert a channel. Inserting a channel is a horizontal, horizontal row of patterns and everything. That is the main way you would add more notes and sounds if you need to. So like, let's say you used up 1 all the way to 8 and everything on the first one, but you want to keep going and add more stuff. Basically, you would just click here, and I'm pretty sure it inserts a channel, I think, above it, but let's just see and make sure. No, it inserts a channel below it. So basically, you would use that to make a new channel, and then all these are blank, so you can just set your instrument and stuff here with type, and scrolling through this, just pick whatever instrument you want, and you can continue on, do your settings and everything. Just the way you can just keep adding instruments and making it longer, so you don't have to be as limited as you want to. Then wherever you got selected here, like wherever it's clicked and selected, just same thing, go to edit and delete channel, and it'll just get rid of it. Yeah, that's basically everything here. Just like there's a bunch of other stuff too, but just going through what you need, you can just like mess around and everything. Preferences, I really never mess with this. I usually just leave it the way it is. But if there's anything you need to change, you just like look through it, like change like the layout, make it a light theme. You can get rid of some of the things that are like checked on here too, or bring in some of the other stuff. Just something to look at. The scale, so far that affects like these horizontal lines here and everything on here. I usually always leave it to easy, but you can change it so it's like something different, like the other kind of easy, island theme, various things like that. I usually just keep it on easy because I still feel like I'm new to this, even though I've made like a bunch of songs. I just try to keep it simple and just, see what I can do. The tempo, how quick it's going to play and everything. So, like how slowly this white line and everything and stuff moves across it and everything. Change that, moves faster, and it'll make it sound faster. The rhythm, that affects the notes you put down. So basically it's always on 4 standard. So if you put down a note, you can stretch it and it will stretch to a set amount. So basically a whole bar, 75%, halfway, or 25% of a bar. If you change it, like the higher the number, it will move like way more. So the note will be either this small, or you make it this big, or a whole bar. Most of the time, if I ever use this, I usually use like standard 4 or like maybe 6, because it allows you to make notes like a way smaller size. So you can make a note like this small if you want to, which can be pretty good for like certain sounds as well. For something you need, especially if you don't want to like change the tempo, if you want to keep it like this but have more notes, make the tempo super slow, make your notes small, and you can put like way more notes on here. Then there's the instrument settings, the volume. With the volume of this, it basically selects how loud the specific horizontal row will be. So basically it's assigned to like whatever color it is. So like around the first one it's blue over here. Other one's yellow. It controls the yellow ones. So you can see which one it controls and everything. The type, this again, showing this off again, these are the instruments that are on BeepBox that you can choose and select from. Usually I stay in the retro presets and everything and just mess around with these a lot. But as you can see, there's a bunch of instruments and everything to choose from. So whatever you're trying to make, they may have a sound for it, and you can just try and see what you want to do, what you can do, everything like that. And then finally is the customized instruments, where with this, whichever horizontal row you're in, you can customize it and everything too, to do whatever you need it to do. Like, let me see. And plus, if there's anything you don't know what this stuff does, you can like put the mouse over it, click on it, and it'll bring up a description of what this is as well. So that's something really useful to know as well with that. Like I say, EQ filter, fade in, fade out, wave, unison. Again, you can click on them and see what they do, but you have multiple options to see like what each thing is. Most of the time I mess with the wave feature, which again makes it sound like whatever you're using. So I said a square wave, which sounds like this, but you can change it and make it sound like a, let's say like 1/4 pulse, which like it's a slight difference, not like insane, but, or a triangle wave, just little things like that. But if you do use customize and everything, specifically I know with the retro settings, it will change the type up here to the customized instrument. So set it to, chip wave, or you can set it to pulse, anything so that. But it just makes those and everything. Unison, so you can make it sound like you're using more than one note and everything. So just but like I said, just click here, see what it does and everything. And then the effects is the other main thing. With this, you can just click and make sure it goes away, or you can add something. The main thing I usually mess with here is the pitch shifting or the panning, because both of those are really good. Panning is which like side of the headphones you hear it in, the left or right ear. So moving this way, you hear it completely in the left ear. Over here, you hear it completely in the right ear. Or try to put it right back in the middle for an even balance. Usually whichever one you have selected is what takes effect, so none of them are selected, so you get none of them. But yeah, and then envelope, same thing, just click and see, but you can also like add various other settings and stuff to that too to just completely change the instrument and everything. So as you can see, BeepBox has a lot of settings and a lot of things you can use to make music that you want, not just chiptune, but other kind of music and stuff as well. And even scrolling down, you can like get instructions for how this works. And I think there's like links to like a community or a forum or something as well. I don't want to scroll down because it might show somebody's stuff and all that, like their name and all that. So I just won't do that. But so basically, you can just like go there, share music, or just get help or anything. But yeah, this is mostly just BeepBox, just showing off real quick because I usually use this like 1 month a year to quickly make music, and then I don't touch it again, which I'm gonna try to change and everything, but make this as a quick reminder and refresher for myself so I can like just remember what little things do and all that. And for if somebody else is new to this as well, they can just like get a quick rundown. But most I recommend using it and just playing with it yourself just to kind of see what this can do and if it can do what you need it to. So there's mostly that. But that's mostly it. To myself and everybody else, see you later.